Giving birth to your child is supposed to be one of the happiest moments of your life, not one of the most traumatic. Unfortunately, 7 out of every 1,000 babies suffers a birth injury during delivery, and all too often it results in lifelong disability. You see, expectant mothers trust their doctors to provide them competent care, but doctors are human and they can make mistakes too. Here's the question: if your baby was injured during delivery, you need to know whether the doctor was negligent or not. This is exactly what happened to Rachel, a young mother from Queens that we represented. Our client, who we'll call Rachel, was a young woman with a very high-risk pregnancy who had a history of miscarriages. She began having contractions prematurely, and she did what she should have done, which was immediately go to the hospital. Unfortunately, when she got there, the doctors didn't care for her properly. Her history should have been sounding alarm bells to the doctors. Unfortunately, when she got to the hospital, they didn't get an OB/GYN to examine her, and they didn't even put a monitor on her to see what the baby's heartbeat was like. She needed an emergency C-section, and instead, the hospital was negligent and careless, and they let 40 minutes pass before they did any testing at all. And they didn't realize until they started doing testing that the baby was in severe distress. By the time Rachel's baby was delivered, it had been deprived of oxygen for an extended period of time, and that resulted in catastrophic brain damage to this baby. The brain injury was so severe that that poor baby spent a year in the hospital, and she'll never be able to walk, and she'll never have any kind of a normal life. That's when my firm and I came in. We worked with the best medical experts in the field, and we fought the hospital and all their high-powered attorneys, and we obtained a multi-million-dollar settlement for Rachel and her baby. This gave Rachel the peace of mind that her baby would always be able to get all the medical care that she needed for the rest of her life. My name is Andrea Bonina, and my brother John and I represent mothers whose babies have been injured during the birth process. If you or your baby were injured during the labor and delivery process, you may have a claim, but you're going to need to prove that the doctors were negligent in order to receive compensation. There are 3 main things that you need to show. First, you need to show that the doctors were negligent or that they did something wrong. Next, you need to show that what they did wrong is what caused the injury to your baby. After that, you need to show the extent of the injuries and how it impacts your baby, either physically or perhaps in their ability to, in the future, earn a living and live a normal life. Look, once you have a claim against a doctor or a hospital, everything changes. They're not on your side. They have lawyers and they have an insurance company, and they are fighting to limit the amount of compensation that they may have to pay you. We've taken on doctors and lawyers throughout New York State, and we have won again and again, helping injured patients, and that's what we've been doing our entire careers. Plus, when you work with our firm, there are no out-of-pocket expenses. We represent people on what's called a contingency fee, and that means that we only get paid if we win your case. Don't try to fight your case on your own. Schedule a time to meet with our firm today.